Hi guys, welcome to Bib's Life in the US. Today guys, gagawa tayo ng Christmas tree using this cup. And this one guys. Gift wrap ribbon. So let's start guys. So first to do is we need this.
To sign legislation to expand access of driver's licenses to illegals and to initiate a directive, the Immigrant Trust Directive, to shield aliens, even those known to be violent criminals.
I want to touch on the leadership right now out of New Jersey. As far as you feel it affects this case, there is a new Union County prosecutor, Lindsay Rotullo, who was appointed by New Jersey Attorney General Grewal. How do you think Grewal's leadership has affected the outcome of this case?
Well, he's made New Jersey a sanctuary state already. He's all for the illegals. He's giving them driver's licenses. I mean, what else could you possibly say? You know what side he's on. We think it's all political. I mean, from Graywall putting his people in, I mean, you know his agenda. You know what he wants to do for this state of New Jersey. And it just all makes sense. I mean, we talk to the prosecutors now, and they don't give us any answers. They don't give us anything. They just keep telling us, this is done, forget about it. But it's not done to us.
Do you believe if this case and this trial happened under different leadership in the state of New Jersey, the outcome would have been different than it was?
I do. I think Joe would have had a fair shot at justice.
The Immigrant Trust Directive put forward by Attorney Graywall all but abolishes the laws that mandate cooperation between state, county, and local police agents with immigration and customs enforcement. It prohibits authorities from being able to even stop, let alone question, anyone that looks suspicious, even if to their trained eye the individual is suspected to be of illegal status.
And in order to ensure that this never happens to another family, what kind of policies do you believe that we need to put forward to actually stop this rhetoric?
Where are the rights for the Americans? Where are the rights for the people who were born in this country and followed the rules?
Honestly, I'm a full Trump supporter. I would go with exactly what he wants to do. I think
this line is 4 and this one 8, 7.
I mean, you have to stop. You have to put America first.
Yeah.
And not the illegal.
During their struggle to reconcile what had happened to their son, who just wanted to live the American dream, the Trumps became full-out President Trump supporters. This based on the centerpiece of Trump's 2016 campaign, to crack down on illegal immigration and to reshape the country's immigration system with a nationalist bent. And now they are hopeful for his re-election.
I really hope that Trump gets re-elected again and keeps fighting his fight, because he's doing a great job, and sooner or later we'll be wrong.
The Democrats' radical plans for the remaking of America. Stay tuned.
And then one.
Tis the season for burger.
So the arrangement is done guys, like that.
Assault on immigration communities. Should Biden be triumphant at the ballot box, he has vowed to immediately reverse President Trump's efforts. He has bragged that he will pass a major amnesty bill along with new legislation to give citizenship to the 11 million plus people that have been residing in our country for years illegally, thanks to 44 Democratic members in the House, including Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the infamous Squad. A specific piece of immigration legislation that threatens to change the fabric of America forever is already pending.
We keep letting people in that don't believe in our country and don't stand to what our country and our Constitution states. It's not going to end up very pretty.
In a Biden-Harris America, or in the America of the radical left, the single most radical piece of immigration legislation in American history will arguably be a done deal. As explained by his primary sponsor, Democratic Illinois Representative Jesus Garcia, the New Way Forward Act simply offers a fair shot at the opportunity for immigrants to stay in the country they call home. Sounds reasonable enough, yet it was introduced last December very quietly. So why did mainstream media completely sweep it aside? Quite simply because despite being cloaked in humanitarian and
election.
Yan, it's done already, guys. Nakadikit na siya, guys. Yan. As you can
The
see.
FBI has taken the lead in the investigation and has been joined by the ATF and other state and local forces. Authorities
So
say
next
they'll
to
be putting
the-
everything they have into finding out
I need to
who's
put this
responsible.
over
In the
here.
meantime, the White House said President Trump, who's at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida, was briefed on the incident and will continue to get updates.
And in other news, Sidney Powell says she believes President Trump's decision not to appoint her as special counsel was influenced by White House officials. Well, here's more on the controversy.
Conservative attorney Sidney Powell reports she believes the White House is blocking her from aiding President Trump in the fight against election fraud. In an interview Thursday, Powell said she's heard nothing from the president since their meeting last week, when she claims he offered her the position of special counsel to investigate fraud in the 2020 election. This comes as Powell has continued to be a staunch ally in the battle against election fraud and has encouraged the president to do all he can within his power to come down on the election rigging.
I would encourage the president to issue findings pursuant to the executive order of everything that's documented as election interference, and to stand up a task force immediately with instructions to secure the voting machines in at least 10 different major areas across the country.
However, Powell says each time she's tried to contact the president since making his initial offer last week, including when she went to the White House Sunday, she's been unable to reach him. She speculates this is due to senior White House officials' efforts to prevent her from getting further access to the president, who said he would not be appointing her as special counsel on Monday. According to reports earlier this week, Powell raised hairs among White House counsel Pat Cipollone and Chief of Staff Mark Meadows during last week's meeting, when she brought up potential foreign interference from Iran and China and other claims they deemed as conspiracy theories. The two White House officials reportedly agreed Powell did not have the, quote, constitutional authority for the position and voiced opposition to appointing her as special counsel. President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, has since confirmed Powell will be working on her own and is no longer a part of President Trump's legal team moving forward. And President Trump has been advised to pursue other avenues of combating election fraud as he prepares for a second term in office.
Well, more than a quarter of all registered Georgia voters have voted in the state's critical rights policies.
Ayan, we do like this guy.
We cannot do this without you. This is the battleground for the future of the country. That's what's at stake. I talk to folks across America every day.
Homeland Security warns
So we
about
need
possible
to
violence in Georgia
stick
as
this
the
guy.
Senate elections are
Put over
rapidly
her.
approaching.
Put glue over
The
her.
report was released earlier this week and says violent
good.
extremists or other actors could quickly mobilize in response to a range of issues. It cites a number of incidents of violence that occurred during the presidential and other state elections this year, adding that the runoffs face a potentially heightened threat due to their importance. Well, the elections will take place January 5th. And an organization called Every Legal Vote launches a website aimed to spread awareness of voter fraud and irregularities. One America's John Hines spoke with the group's co-founder to learn more about their efforts. Take a look.
As of right now, initial evidence does show that the early morning explosion was a deliberate bomb being set off in our community. And the blast caused injuries and catastrophic damage to this very historic part of Nashville. Now, at the end of the day, I think all of us, I certainly have gone from relief that there were not more casualties, and that's an amazing thing that there were not, particularly when people, special help, special resources, and I'm grateful to the state partnering with us to commit to rebuilding second. Now, and I want to stand with our downtown residents and our business owners for whom this was a terrible day, but we are, like Nashville has faced other challenges, particularly this year, we can rebuild and get back to normal. Now, as announced earlier, Metro is also establishing a curfew in the explosion impact area from 4:30 today until 4:30 p.m. this Sunday. Now, affected businesses, I would urge them to contact Crystal responsible.
Ayan, it's done already, guy. Ready to hang na, guy. Ihang na natin.
And I can report.
Yan,
And I
guy,
am
it's
grateful to
already
them and all
done.
of Nashville's first responders. This is a year where
And
we
ready to
understand
hang
what
our
first responders
Christmas
mean to our
tree
community
decor.
time and time again. And unfortunately, on Christmas Day, you have another example of that.
So
Now, several
let's
downtown
start.
residents
You
whose
need to
homes were
cut this
destroyed
guy.
by the blast, and I am
If
inspired
you want strong the
by
guy
their
like
resilience.
this cardboard, you
And
need
we
to use
have
cartoon.
to draw
But me, I don't
inspiration
use
from
that.
them and our city to
That's
be
fine. We
resilient
use me
once
only
again,
this.
and to get the resources to rebuild.
This is ano.
And I'm grateful to the Red Cross, who's opened an aid shelter at the East Park Community Center for those who've been displaced.
This
Now,
is
with
our
that, let me
ano
turn
guys.
this over to the chief to
Dinner.
answer questions. I
Dinner
think
for
the
our
message of
decor.
today is we are going from relief now to resolve. To catch those folks and to rebuild our city. And one more challenge in Nashville's 2020, but we will get through it, and we're grateful to our first responders. And never, you see all, once again, these officers running into danger to help save lives and injury. It's inspiring. And again, the gratitude of our community goes to the Chief's force. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Chief Drake to come in a little bit more specifically about the heroism, the great heroism of our department. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Cooper. As Mayor Cooper stated, these officers' acts of heroism is just tremendous. This morning, they received calls for shots fired and had no idea what they were responding to. Once they arrived in the area, they heard an RV giving out a message, basically saying that it was going to detonate within a certain time frame. And a countdown would go on, and they would play music, and the countdown would start again. The officers immediately began knocking on doors and evacuating residents here, not knowing if the bomb was going to detonate immediately or if it was going to go off in the time that it was stated. These officers didn't care about themselves. They didn't think about that. They cared about the citizens of Nashville. And they went in, and we'd be talking not about the debris that we have here, but also maybe potential people. So with that said, the officers saved lives today, and their heroism should be noted.
Done already.
Sir, do you believe that either the Lyft headquarters or the AT&T data center might have been targets of this explosion?
Ayun na guys, it's done.
The investigation is continuing. We don't know the motive at this time, but we're following up on all available leads.
Let's hang. Ihang na natin guys, hang. Ayan, it's time to hang na guys. Ayan na guys, gihang na nako guys. Oh? Wow! So beautiful. Hanging.
We have not received any threats whatsoever. It was total surprise. As I said,
Ayan na guys, hanging na.
But we had
Ayan na guys, hanging.
What do you make of the timing of this, being that there are no people out on the street at 6 in the morning?
I want to speculate, but you would think that this person did.
Okay, bye-bye guys. And don't forget to subscribe below and thumbs up to our channel and check out to our babes exclusive in HCEB and Mikari, and also check out our visual decor in HCEB. Bye-bye guys, and see you to the next video. God bless you all. Bye. Hopefully you enjoy to our video today. God bless you all.